Hey everyone, it's Rita for Miss Rita to the Rescue, here for the morning Cricut Chat. And this episode's going to be a little bit about adapting to problems, because if you can see on my screen, this is what I was presented with this morning when I went to go look at my projects. I had picked out so many projects for this morning. Well, not just for this morning, but yesterday I spent the entire afternoon picking out projects and changing them and getting them ready for presentation on this. And this morning when I went to log in to cut the card that I was going to make, I got presented with this, which is, I have tons and tons of projects that are saved in Design Space, and it's just hanging here. I can't do anything with my projects right now. Don't know why. I have reported it to customer care, our group, our team. But good morning, Cheryl and Penny. Good morning. So I've reported it, but then I started thinking, well, what am I going to do? I had a project all picked out and I started to freak out a little bit. And I started thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm supposed to go live. This is the problem with having a schedule to go live every day and la, la, la. So then I started thinking, you know what, Rita, stop. You've got to learn to adapt to situations like this. From time to time, Cricut is not perfect, and they do have problems with their, software, the machines, mostly the software, because they're constantly working on it, making changes and updating it. And yesterday, I actually had complained a little bit about somebody had mentioned that the projects weren't loading, and here I am the next day having a very similar problem. So, and I'm faced with a deadline. Now, some of you might not, maybe you have like a little shop and you sell things and you make it a commitment to somebody, or there's an event and you need to get it done in a set time. And so you can't just kind of put it off. So I want to show you what I did this morning just to kind of work around it. But also wanted to tell you that in my head, I had to make adjustments in my head about it. I think the initial reaction for everyone is to kind of go, oh, stupid Design Space. It's terrible. It's terrible, terrible. But there's a lot good about Design Space. It's just sometimes there are problems because it's software, and not all software is perfect, and they're making changes all the time. And that's just how it goes. Hi, Emmy. Good morning. So anyway, I had planned on making you this really fun box card from Lori Whitlock. Now, Lori Whitlock is the one that she designed this box card package or set called All Occasion Box Cards, which I showed you how to do a couple of those last week. But she has her own shop, and I wanted to show you, she's had her own shop for a very, very long time. And I wanted to show you a little bit about her shop anyway. So, because I had planned on doing this frog box card. Lori has some amazing files. The issue there is that she has a lot of amazing files. And instead of, kitting them together, putting them all together as a kit, which she does do, she sells them all individually. Most of the prices are between 99 cents and $2. Sometimes you'll see something a little bit bigger. But the problem is that she has a ton of files, okay? So Lisa's saying uninstall Design Space. Good morning, Shelley, Dawn, Emmy. I will try that, Lisa, when we get done. Thank you for the tip. And excuse me. And I will try that. But I think this is a good lesson to learn, is how to adapt to change, because that's something you can take with you into your real life too. So I wanted to kind of show you. Anyway, so her website is very difficult to navigate sometimes. And I wanted to point out a few things just so that you understand about it. First of all, you get to her shop by going to shop.Lori Whitlock, LoriWhitlock.com. She is a designer, has been around for a very, very long time. She's part of the Echo Park Paper Company, or there's some association there. She specializes in cards and very, very interesting different kinds of cards. So if you come here just for cards, I'm going to show you how to find them. If you come here just for, say, holiday things or seasonal things, she does have, on the left-hand side, she has like a search tree. So this is where I go when I'm looking for cards. I go to cards and layouts, and I do choose under cards and layouts. I go one step further and choose cards. And then I want to show you this. So these are, I think I counted 20 different kinds of cards that she does. So if ever I show you a card that that you want to replicate, I will try to get you the specific URL, but so you can see that she has things like gatefold cards, sliding cards, pop-ups, pull-ups, sliders, step cards. I mean, there's just so many different kinds of cards, and including the box cards, that you could really get lost in her site. And one of the things I noticed this morning is that she has these two really beautiful, and I'm going to probably buy these to show you how to put them together. These are box cards. This is a flower with on a trike. It reminds me, my aunt used to have a trike like this down the Cape. And that same color too. So I have to buy that one. And then I saw this one here, this flower cart. So when you're going to Lori's site, it's a little bit of a challenge. Take your time and you will find what you're looking for. You can also search, but I have found searching problematic in the sense of with cards, because if you type in box card, you will get a ton of things before you can see what you're looking for. I mean, it's just so many types of box cards and boxes. So that becomes problematic. Anyway, so I'm faced with this challenge of I couldn't load my projects. So I wanted to show you something that I have to go back and get from my project. So instead, I thought this morning that I would show you this. This is a little 3-compartment. Let me move this over. But it's a little 3-compartment organizer that I've decorated with. This is Anna Griffin paper. And it's really sturdy, and it's made completely with paper. And I'm going to show you how to put it together today. But I thought this was a great thing for my desk. I have so many pens. I'm going to actually make a couple more of these because I have so many pens that it's just, I can't find them when I'm looking for them. And of course I've got, all my Cricut Joy pens, but then I have my regular, my other machine pens. And then of course, my write with them pens, and then a few tools and what have you in and around here. Okay. So I thought, rather than go out and buy, because I can't go out and buy anything, right? Or figure out something with leftovers, let's make it in paper. And let's jazz it up to show you what or how to kind of liven your workspace. Just so you can see, this is actually 3 boxes right here that have a panel on here. So it's 3 separate boxes. I think that's what makes it thicker or makes it feel more thick. If you were to design this just simply as one big piece, it would cause some issues, but I really like the way she designed this. It's really got a real thought process put into it. So I'm going to cut out and show you how to put together. I already cut out the paper using this. This is something, I think I got this from a recent mystery box. And it's called, it's from Rad and Happy. It's called Hello Sunshine. I want to show you what we got here. So we've got some nice watermelons and lemons, bananas, and even strawberries. And I also cut out this one, which on the back, I like this better than that actually. So I wanted to, and look, XXO. So this is called Rad and Happy. Hello Sunshine. Hello Sunshine. Hello Sunshine. No, there's no sunshine. Okay. First, let me show you how you would bring this project into Design Space for you to cut, okay? Because Lori's Design Space files, her files that you purchase, are a little bit different than like SVG cuts or Dreaming Tree files, because they all usually come in one great big file. So what we would do is, obviously we would go to upload image. I showed you that yesterday. So you would go to upload image and find it in your files. Usually it's in the download spot, right? I'm going to cancel this. And then remember, when you upload an image, it sort of stays here in your sort of depository. Is that the word? No, not suppository. In your little area of recently upload images. So that the page will load quickly. It doesn't show all of your images. It shows like the last 10 or 12 that you put in there. And you can see I recently uploaded a whole bunch of box cards that we're going to be working on, including one that I cannot wait to show you that is a retro oven. So cute. And so if you want to see something that you maybe uploaded a while back, like if you're just uploading everything, you just go to View All, and then you'll get your entire image selection eventually. There you go. So let's see. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So this is the file that I want to bring into Design Space that I got from Lori. And you notice it's rather big. So I'm going to make it smaller on my screen so you can kind of see the whole thing. Come on. So it's rather big. See that? The first thing that you want to do here is, so this is your entire file. The first thing that you want to do here is you want to ungroup it. Just simply because you've got some pieces like this and this and even this. Let's see, go down here a little bit. No, sorry. Wrong place. And this one. So we want to isolate these out because they don't really need to have any kind of adjustment made to them. But what you'll notice here is that we've got the 3 separate boxes, okay? And each of these boxes have that dashed cut line that I was telling you about. Let's get a little closer so you can see. And so what you need to do is you need to attach those cut lines to your paper or to your main piece. Otherwise, if you were to go and cut this now without attaching these pieces, you would end up with 2 mats, one for that pink base and one with just cut lines. And it's frustrating. So you have to remember to do that. And you have to do it for every part of the file. Okay, so I am going down here. I first select that image and then I go down here to attach. I don't know if you can see that. So go down there to attach. And let me just do the third one. There we go. The other thing that I want to point out is that sometimes Lori, and I think this is a good idea, but you have to remember before you're cutting out, is that sometimes she will put little notes, and she does it with a text. So in this case, she wants to suggest that your width is equal to 11.06 inches. And so because of that, that is actually going to turn into a cut, an actual mat. So you're going to have to remove that, and you don't have to remove it. You can just highlight it and shade it out, or do the eye thing. So, okay. And Dawn is asking, why wasn't it attached? I've been doing, other people's files for several years. I don't know why they do it that way, but I suspect it has something to do with the way that Cricut Design Space is for outside designers. Like, I think they cannot put things like scoring into their files. And so, that's happened, right? You get phone calls. So remember too, there are other people, other different types of machines, people who use different types of machines who use the files. So maybe they cannot put things that are too Cricut specific, or maybe it's too much of a bother. I don't know. But that's just the way that they are. And it's just a step that you have to do. So here's my cutout. So here's my two sides, you see, and these are my embellishment pieces. I've got the two sides, and I've got these two pieces, and this is double-sided paper, so I could choose to do it on the pink or whatever. And then I have 3 boxes. Okay, and I want to show you. They are all the exact same size, but when you're holding them up against each other, there's one that is completely squared off, and then the second one it's got kind of a slope to it, and the third one has got the same slope but deeper. Okay, so these are boxes. They go together the way any boxes do, and which is that you're going to fold them all at the score lines, those dashed lines. Don't forget about this. This is your tab, right? On the bottom, there are also these score lines so that we can close up the box bottom, right? And the first step to this is we're going to put the glue on the tab, and I like to do this on a flat surface so that it stays nice and level. So when you put it together, it kind of lays flat on the I hope I'm gonna have. Oh, by the way, I want to talk to you about glue. I think it was Emmy who told me. Oh, my dog chewed on this. That's why it's not coming out. Interesting. Okay, so I think it was Emmy who told me about Etsy, because I've been for weeks trying to get some glue through my usual source, and then let's see, createforless.com is where I usually get it, but they've been sold out for weeks. And then somebody else told me that this particular company doesn't ship their product in the winter time. And I know it's not winter, but I guess if it freezes, it's no good. So because of that, it causes some issues with when people are trying to replace their glue, which is what I'm doing, or I'm having to do, because I use a lot of glue. So anyway, I went on Etsy and I just searched for art glitter glue, and I found it. I found a bunch. And yes, Patricia, this project can be done on any of the Explore machines. It can be done on the Maker. It cannot be done on the Joy. It's too big for the Joy. I've found that a lot of 3D projects are just too big for the Joy. So when you're trying to make a decision about a machine, if you intend to just do mostly flat things, smaller flat things, then the Joy is perfect for that. So if you like to make cards and things like that. But if you like to do 3D things, which I love to do, the Joy may not be the right choice for you. Okay, there are some workarounds, and I've been showing you all along some of those workarounds, including making the files smaller. But the thing that causes the problem with the Joy on this is that because of the box, the way it's set up with this part here, I mean, this might be less than the 4 1/4, but this makes the entire piece longer, if that makes sense. So you'd end up having to make this a lot smaller in order for it to cut on the Joy. But yes, Emmy. So getting back to the glue. So yeah, I think I bought 2 sets of like an 8-ounce refill, and I'm so glad because I got another tube of the 2-ounce, even though I have a couple, because now I'm just seeing this and my dog has chewed. See that? It has to have been Benji, although I don't know. Teddy bears seem to have an interest in certain things sometimes too, but Benji's my chewer. So here I am putting together these boxes. I'm folding it all of the score lines. So there's score lines at the bottom here. I tend to fold my score lines both ways. Don't know why. I just like a really crisp edge, right? And then I take and fold it in half, and I take the tab right here. This one doesn't work. Put it over here. And glue the tab on my flat surface. Let me move this a little tiny bit, okay? Move the tab on the flat surface and then glue it here, flat. This is important because you want it to not wiggle. You want it to be flat. You want it to be secure on the bottom. So you can do this both ways just to make sure. Turn it upside down. Fold in the bottom tabs. All right. You'll do a better job than I will because I'm, trying for expediency's sake. But I do the bottom. Also rest it kind of on. You could even do this if you want to make sure those tabs are really on there good. So now I have my 3 boxes. Isn't that great? And I'll put them on the side so you can see them. So you can see the natural way that it's going to go. It's going to go the one that's completely squared off, and then the first one and the second one, and they're going to go together like this. And then we're going to put the side pieces on that will shore them up. So to attach them, we're going to just use our glue. And again, you don't have to use a whole lot of glue. It's just kind of a thing that I think people get a little overly zealous with the glue, and they really don't, as long as it's put on there right, because you don't want it to peek out here, you see? Okay, so Emmy, what size is the mat on my table? So it's 24 by 36. And it's a mess, by the way. I've got glue all over it. And when I was doing ornaments, I got like the poly all over it too. And then, so Dawn was asking how to find the Anna Griffin Rose card we did on Friday, I think it was. And that's, you can find that doing a search. And when I'm done here, I can probably just pop on and show you. All right, it's super easy to find. So now I've got my 3 compartments together. Make sure that everything is sort of set. What I like about these is that I could make a bunch and then, sort of like kind of like a Lego type of thing where I could have 3 or 4 of these, and I don't even have to attach them, but I can just have them side by side. So I can organize my pens that way. I might say, I'm going to put all my infusible ink pens here. And I know they're infusible ink pens because the entire body is the color of the pen. So this is a good way for me to visually sort my pens, okay? So I think I might try that. Let's get these out of here just until we're done. Okay, so it's still a little bit, you know, not super solid. So that's where the sides come in. So you've got the two sides and then these pretty coordinating pieces. Still two more pieces after we do the sides. Ooh, I like the pink too, but I like pink and green anyway. So first I put the embellishment onto the side. And it kind of just makes it that much thicker, you know? All right. And then now I'm ready to put it onto the side of there. So you can't really put these sides on until after the fact. Oh, I'm going to be so mad at this dog because of the glue. It must have happened yesterday, last night or something. I don't know how he got up here. It probably just kind of came off the, whoa. Oh, he's a little devil. I got too much glue, but that's okay. Just wipe it off. After I preach to you about don't use a lot of glue. Okay, so then we're going to put that side on there. Line it up like that and then press it, like lay it down and press it inside here like this. And then the other one. I don't always advocate using your fingers because then you end up with glue on them. But hey, when you're in a pinch, you got to do what you got to do, right? So let's line it up. Press it down. I think I need a tiny bit more glue right there. That's, you know, that's okay. Just go back. We're overcoming adversity in many different ways today. My glue, my design space, all kinds of stuff. So then we're going to take the two leftover pieces and put them in here. It's funny that you should ask. Yeah, $4.95 for a 2-ounce bottle. I think I bought a different, the same company, but a different, or maybe I didn't buy the same company, but I got like the 8-ounce bottle because I just use a lot of glue. I just do a lot with glue, so I need it. But so yeah, I'm glad that somebody brought up this table thing. This is actually a table that I had purchased a long time ago, and then when I started doing my cricketing here, made a dedicated space here, I decided that I didn't want to further ruin the tabletop, although it was pretty scratched, and I got these what do they call them? Self-healing mats. And it proved really useful because there's, you know, the measurements right there. So I didn't have to worry about getting my ruler out every single time that I needed to, oh, wrong way. Every single time that I needed to measure something. So that was really good. And it protects the surface of my table. Not that it, I mean, it's not exactly my dining room table, but you want to take care of your things, right? Okay, and that's it. Isn't it adorable? So And so the lemon paper is, Emmy is pointing out, this lemon paper again comes from this paper pack, which is a Cricut paper pack called Hello Sunshine. The green that I am always forever using is cardstock by Cricut. And, you know, and I cut this on my Cricut Maker, but yes, you can cut it on the Explorer, any kind of Explorer, and you can just go ahead. And I've got so many pens that I cannot wait to start organizing. I'm going to put all my Joy pens in, then I'm going to do some, maybe I'll make a couple more and separate them by the gel and separate them by, you know, the size of the tip, that kind of thing. I think that would be fun. Now, let's just pop on over to Design Space again to show Dawn and others how to find the that card that we did. So we're just going to replace this. Okay, so we're going to go over here to Images. I could try that. You're right. You're right, Penny. Instead of cursing my dog, I could just switch. I could just switch the top. Yeah. Yeah. You know, my brain doesn't always think like that, I think. But anyway, so we're going to go to a blank canvas. I'm going to go to Images here. Okay. So Images. And this has changed recently too, and so there are some challenges here, and I can recognize them. It used to be very visual, and now it's very text centered. Not very easy to adjust for my brain, but I learned that right over here on the left-hand side. You Patricia, you can ask any questions you want. Is there a cardstock weight? Forgive me for asking questions. New to Cricut. I believe this is the base of it is it's Cricut cardstock, by the way, and they are having a sale on Cricut cardstock right now, and all kinds of paper at Cricut. And I'll put my link in the description, so come back for the link. You'll get an additional 10% off. But so the basic solid color cardstock, I think, is like 80 or 100 pound weight. And then the patterned paper is probably around 60 pound weight. And yes, weight does matter. And I call it paper. I apologize. I call it paper. It's really cardstock. And it means what it sounds like. It's thicker for cards. It's not like text weight paper. But I just call it paper just because I'm just trained that way. So, okay, we're going back to this card. We're going to go over here to the left-hand side, and we're going to choose the bottom text. It says image sets, okay? And in there, you're going to be presented with over 3,000 image sets. Some of them are access, and some of them are not. Some of them are things I purchased a very, very long time ago, and some of them are new. This is, if you want to see what your Cricut Access has got you, this is where you would probably go to kind of scroll and see what all is there. There's just tons and tons and tons and tons of new images here. And then let me just show you. There's a couple that, and I don't know, these used to be alphabetical, but I don't know, for some reason they haven't put it alphabetical yet. But anyway, you could scroll down all you want, or you can search. And so I know that Anna Griffin's cartridges all start with the word, her name, Anna's apostrophe, A-N-N-A apostrophe S. So when I do that, I end up with only Anna Griffin's content. Okay? And she has 44 different image sets. See that? She's got stuff that's cards. She's got stuff that like is seasonal, a lot of Christmas. And then where we got that rose is here under lovely layered cards. You can actually see a little image here. So by clicking on that image set, you're presented with all of the images in that image set. And the first things that pop up are the sentiments. These are the sentiments that we write with the pens with, okay? And then as you scroll, you'll notice with this particular set of images, you get images with either a banner on it or without a banner. And I think the one that we did was with the banner, and we did the square one. If you don't like the square size, you can also continue to scroll, and there is the one, that same image, the same design, but in like a 5x7 size. It looks beautiful done that way. And I've actually made a couple of 5x7 sympathy cards with this one. Okay, but it comes with this, either the banner or not banner. So that's where you find that, Dawn. And that's how you find all of Anna's things. The important thing is when you're searching in image sets, is that the word that you type in has to be part of the name of the cartridge or image set. So for instance, let's go back. I have an image set. Why is it not letting me go? Browse all images. Okay, so I have an image set that is called, it has the word kitsch in it, which is, it's a difficult word. It's a Yiddish word, I think. Kitsch, it means kitschy, it means like old-fashioned kind of cutesy, and it's actually an Anna cartridge. So if I were to search for that particular image set, and it's not the names of the images individually, but the actual set, I would have to know how to spell kitsch, which is Kitsch. And if you get it wrong, you're not going to get a result. So you can go in here and play and just put words in that you think. Like this one here, I did spring, and you'll be happy to find all kinds of spring images. Not all of them are yours if you're an Access member. Some of them might be things that you purchased along the way that isn't covered in the Access subscription. But all of the old cartridges that you used to buy at the store are here, and most all of them are part of Access now. Someone was looking for the spring holiday cards that I did for Valentine's Day and Easter, spring, and St. Patrick's Day. This is where I found them. It's under spring holiday cards. And so this is a fun way to look and sort of browse if you're just kind of bored and you just want to see, but you have to be very, very specific be very, very general as far as your word, so that you can get a larger category of a return. So like spring, summer, Christmas, anything, you can think of, home, or Valentine's, Easter, and it will bring up those categories, but only the image sets that have Easter in the name. See, Happy Easter, Easter blessings, and all of that. So that's how you find that. Okay, Dawn, does that help? Yes, there is Star Wars. There's quite a few Star Wars images, but they tend not to. Let me see if I can see what you got. Okay. So there's 24 different image sets for Star Wars, but because they're trademarks and I think they're Disney, they don't usually get included in with these I mean, you'll see them, but this is when I type in star, you get some things that are not Star Wars, but you'll notice that the Star Wars image sets are not part of Access. The same would hold true for, say, Disney. So Disney, none of these things, you'd have to purchase them. And you can purchase them within the design space, or you used to be able to purchase them on their website. I don't know if you can do that anymore. I'd have to check that. And then also the other one you are not going to see is probably Hello Kitty. I'm trying to think if there's anyone. Yep, Hello Kitty. So there's Hello Kitty, there's Star Wars, there's Disney. Can anybody think of any others that I can think of? There used to be a section on the search that you could look for designers. Look by designers, but I don't see it back here. I don't know where it went. So it's still in that state of flux. I think they're working on it and trying to do it thematically, or trying to do it the way people search, which is totally fine. Only we've been doing it a certain way, and so we got used to that way of doing it, and now it's like we have to teach an old dog new tricks. That's what I'm thinking. I did notice here under trending that they have phrases and sentiments. So if you're looking at trying to find a sentiment for cards, you can come here. It's pretty, it's not just for cards. It's for other things. So if you're going to cut like vinyl or whatever, you can find them here, and eventually you can find, if you keep scrolling, you'll find a lot of stuff. I wouldn't use some of these as sentiments for cards, but you know, I'm sure that the ones that I would use, those Anna ones and what have you, they're probably in here. If it's not, they're probably getting to them here. So this doesn't really seem a lot like phrases. Hope I'm not complaining too much. Can you tell me where to find the pen holder? Okay, so Peggy, this pen holder that I made came from Lori Whitlock. She's a designer outside of Cricut, and you can find her site at shop.loriwhitlock, LORIWHITLOCK.com, loriwhitlock.com. And if you search for organizer, you'll find this. Because you can get a little lost on her website. Let's see. What was the other question that you had? One other question. Can I watch the whole video when you're finished? Thank you. I'm very new. Well, welcome. First of all, Peggy, welcome. Yes, you can watch the whole video when I'm done. That's kind of how the lives work, is that we go on, and we are, by the way, going to be going live every day during the week, Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern. So if you missed today or yesterday, you can definitely go back and watch them unlive or recorded, replay or something like that. Once I get done, I then post it on my page, the Miss Rita to the Rescue Facebook page. And then I also distribute it to a number of groups on Facebook, and I post it in YouTube. So there's plenty of opportunity for you to go and see these over, and then you can just kind of, use your back button if you see something that you want to hear again. And so if you are also, you might want to consider following the Facebook page, and you'll be notified of the lives when they start. But just for scheduling purposes, we're doing Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. And Saturday nights, we have date night, and that is at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Sunday is still open right now. We're still kind of trying to decide. This helps a lot. Okay, good. Let's see. Okay, so Teresa's asking about the paperweight thing, and it's an old standard. It's a lot like Teresa's saying she doesn't understand the weight of paper. It's a lot like, the size of paper. You know how like we call some cards A2 cards. Each card size gets a certain number. This was something that stationariers, had created, and the weight is really important for mills and for printing companies, that kind of thing. So it's sort of a standard. But suffice to say, that most card stock is between 40 and 60, or sometimes up to 80. And then some of the thinner cardstock, like the printed stuff, would be on the lower side. So the higher it goes, the heavier or the thicker it is. That's basically how it works. You could definitely get lost in projects too. Yes, absolutely. You can definitely get lost in projects either here on Design Space or in like different designers. I will tell you that I have never been at a loss for. I've heard some people who've said, I need some inspiration. I don't know what to do next. And I'm like, that has never happened to me. I mean, I have a list of projects that I keep saying, I got to do that, but I just haven't gotten to them yet. And I have never been at a loss for inspiration. I just look at something and say, okay, I could see using it this way and that way. And the same thing with Lori's site is that when you go to her site and you type in organization, you're going to end up with a whole bunch of things that she created a long time ago. So I should probably put organizer instead of organization. Where's my search? Up here. So organizer. Okay. And what you end up with is like a bunch of different things. There's like a little desk organizer. There's this really cute compartment one. And then there are these little drawer organizers. So I just chose one of many that she has. And what I found towards the bottom, which are the older files, is that, remember these life cards that they were doing a couple of years ago? It has to be like 5 years ago, where you do like scrapbooks with these cards that were like an A2, like a 3x5. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't use something like that for a different purpose. Like, for instance, this A2 card organizer, if you like to make cards and you just don't know where to store them, I tend to store mine in photo boxes when they're done. But if you like to store cards, this might be a great way to store them. And you could have like sympathy and birthday and get well and things like that. And you could put a little sign or a label on there and put your cards in there with the envelope so that you have it. If you're a card sender, you have it, that sort of thing. Okay. All right. So I think that's a lot for today, considering my whole plan was, pushed to the side. And tomorrow, if I can get my Design Space to work, I was planning on doing Mother's Day cards. And so let's plan on that for Mother's Day cards, and we'll skip that frog box card that I can maybe post a picture to show you what it looks like. But yeah, so I just have a ton of things that I want to show you. That I want to go back and show you that pagoda. I want to do the pagoda. And I'm trying to think. Oh, I was thinking daffodils. If anybody would like to see flowers, making flowers. We've done already the hydrangeas. And I was thinking there's certain flowers. There's a big poppy. I have also done a gorgeous peony. or peony. It's like this big. It's really pretty. And there's also a 3D rose that are, and these are all in Cricut Design Space. So I'd be happy to show you. Yes to flowers. Okay. Yes, flowers would be great. Okay. So I do have a number of flowers that I do. They're very specific flowers, such as peonies, tulips, no, not tulips, daffodils, and what is the thing I'm thinking of? The poppies, small poppies, and then a big poppy, and I've got some lilies, lots of different flowers, so we can show you those too. So we'll do Mother's Day cards tomorrow, because I know people are starting to get anxious about Mother's Day. So we'll do Mother's Day cards tomorrow, and then we'll start on kind of a series of flowers, and then also maybe pepper in some cards, different types of cards, because a lot of times there are different types of cards, like Lori. Yeah, daffodils. I have daffodils that I made like 5 years ago, and I bring them out every year because I can never grow them. But so yeah, daffodils are fun. And I'm going to show you these floral stems that I found. With stems. Oh, so you want with stems? Yeah, I'm going to show you these stems that I found, but I'll also, if I can find my my in my craft stash, if I can find the dowels, I'll show you how you can decorate a dowel to use as a stem. But I do also use a stem that I got from We Are Memory Keepers that's very flexible, and I'll show you how that works, okay? All right, I think that's it for today, and I'm trying not to make this a really long thing. I was hoping that it would be under a half hour each day. Let me know if you think it's too long, and I will try to talk faster or talk less. So thank you everyone for coming today. Wait until and if you haven't seen the whole thing, come back on my Facebook page to see the entire thing, or if there's something that you heard that you want repeated. Okay? Thanks so much, you guys. Have a great day.